The Zambia Revenue Authority is charged with the task of collecting and accounting for all taxes, customs, and other revenues through effective administration and enforcement of the laws relating to those revenues. In the past, the Zambia Revenue Authority relied on a tedious, inefficient, labor-intensive, and time-consuming manual system.
We used to have instances where by the time you're getting the export permit, at times the phytosanitary might have expired. It was really a challenge. There's that issue of centralization where, as Secretary General for Stock Feed and Import point of view, mainly we deal with maize bran. So basically, most of our permits were gotten from Mulongoshi. And we had members who had to travel from as far as Kasama, Mongo, just to obtain an export permit from here. So it was not just cumbersome, it was costly. When you look at it, then a permit was 52 kwacha, 50 ngwe, but one would spend close to 1,000 just obtaining that permit.
The customs clearing process was a manual process. Right from the border, the entry point of all imports and goods in transit, the clearing process involved filling in numerous documents.
When things were manual, it was actually tedious. Tedious in the sense that you had to move from one office to the other. Like in our case, our institution is actually allocated in Chongwe area. And then what used to happen is you needed to move from there to Mount Makulu to actually get the first permit from there. Now what is actually happening is we're actually getting everything we need under one roof or under one platform. It's a one-stop shop, I would actually say at the moment. When you actually have all the necessary details required for you to actually apply for a phytosanitary certificate, export permit, import permit, you actually have to do it online, wherever you actually are. I don't necessarily need to move from one place to another. I can do it from the comfort of my home, my office, anywhere I am. So it's actually much easier and much better as compared to the way it was previously.
When goods have arrived at the border, the manual tallying was done, after which the arrival notice was manually prepared for the clearing agent to commence the clearing process. If there was an inspection to be done, it worsened the entire process because this would equally depend on the quantities the truck was carrying. For goods that required a permit or standards verification, it was another process to go to the Zambia Bureau of Standards to get clearance for the goods.
From the time we started using the Zambia Electronic Single Window, it has been very effective. The system has seen some efficiency, some effectiveness in terms of processes. In the past, it would even take 5-7 days for you to clear a certain product. But now, as we speak, we've reduced that time frame from long periods of 5 to 7 days, even more, to under 24 hours sometimes. You know, if there's a situation where there's non-compliance, like I said earlier on, we try by all means to send back the documentation to the client. And the client, because it's business, remember, they want to move their produce. So all in all, the maximum I'd say is three days.
And before single window, you will find that people used to spend much time on the border because of processes. You know, ZRI is not the only agency at the border. We have these other border agencies like ZAMRA, we have like ZESW, Ministry of Agriculture, to mention but a few. So before single window, what used to happen is if goods are meant to be checked by these other agencies, then they'll have to lodge in physical documents in all these offices, and that used to take time to the clients.
The Zambia electronic single window is now in place after being rolled out by the government of the Republic of Zambia in the year 2016, with several government agencies coming on board. It's also part of the government's wholesale modernization agenda to make Zambia smarter by adopting automated services to the citizens, reduce the cost of doing business, and improve efficiencies in the trade environment. The launch of the Zambia electronic single window system has brought about efficiencies and productivity, time management, and reduced costs of doing business.
The electronic platform under the single window has more advantages than the manual processes we had before. The benefits are many, and perhaps I can just highlight the main ones. One of them is the reduced cost of doing business. Before, the traders that would apply for payments would have to drive and submit their manual applications to the different agencies under the Ministry of Agriculture. But now, with the single window, they are able to apply electronically in the comfort of their offices. We have what we call the multi-agency risk management, which is an engine that has been built in the customs system, which is the SCUDA, and the regulated agencies are able to actually electronically intervene on their product of interest. What we mean is that if there's a product of interest of one regulated agency, once the declaration is submitted to the customs system, in real time, that product or that declaration is also channeled to that regulated agency. And we have one or two that are able to even intervene in real time.
In their day-to-day operations, customs collect a lot of data. And that's where data analytics comes in. So the purpose of data analytics to customs really, and where it really comes in handy, is to provide an avenue for them to identify the illicit trades. That comes down to they need to be able to identify the persons and also the goods that are involved in that illicit trade.
At the border, the clearing agent now only goes to one office and electronically fills in all the data, which is immediately available to the relevant offices. All information captured by customs is available on the single window system. After the physical tallying, the system generates all the information needed for the clearing process.
We have made commitments that we are going to facilitate trade, and the Zambia electronic single window is one such commitment and a tool to facilitate trade. But also, we are conforming to government's policy on e-government, where government is encouraging the use of e-commerce to improve service delivery. Going forward, we see it as the main tool to facilitate trade, and also it's a modernization approach to doing business in customs. It has allowed us to streamline our services, and as you may know, there are a number of players that do the regulation of imports, exports, and transit. So this is the best way in which we can provide this service, in that everything is done at one point.